Have you ever thought about what makes someone truly rich? Today we're going to dive into a classic story that completely flips our idea of wealth on its head. It asks this incredible question, and let me tell you, the answer has absolutely nothing to do with gold.
You know, this one idea, it's really the core of the whole thing. It's this simple but, wow, powerful truth that's behind every single decision, every sacrifice we're going to see. So try to keep this in the back of your mind, because the story proves this point in a way that's both beautiful and, honestly, pretty heartbreaking.
I mean, think about it. A golden statue crying? It's a weird picture, right? This amazing monument, this symbol of pure happiness for the whole city, is just weeping in the middle of the night? And that's the mystery that really kicks this whole story off. What on earth could a prince made of solid gold possibly be sad about?
Okay, so to figure out why he's crying, we've got to first get a handle on what he looked like to everyone else. The illusion, you know? This first part of the story is all about that shiny, glittering, and, well, kind of deceptive surface.
So, this statue wasn't just some chunk of metal on a pillar. Oh no, it was a masterpiece, a total public treasure. We're talking covered in fine gold, with these stunning blue sapphires for eyes and a massive red ruby on his sword. For everyone down below, he was the absolute picture of perfect, untouchable happiness, the city's official symbol of joy.
And here's the first big twist, the great irony of the whole story. Why was he called the Happy Prince? Well, it's because he was completely clueless. When he was alive, he lived behind these super high palace walls that literally hid all the suffering and poverty from him. His happiness was built on, well, on not seeing the real world.
But now he's stuck up on that tall pillar. Those walls are gone. And for the first time in his entire existence, he can actually see his city. And let me tell you, it is nothing like the perfect, happy place he thought it was.
From way up there, he starts seeing all the quiet struggles. He sees these poor mothers, their hands just exhausted from working all day, trying to take care of their families with absolutely nothing left. And then he sees the city's most vulnerable people. Little kids with no shoes, shivering in the cold. It's such a huge contrast to his own perfect, golden body. This isn't just about being poor. This is real suffering he never, ever knew existed. And finally, he sees the stuff that's hidden away, the private sadness, the heartache tucked away in the city's darkest corners. It's seeing all of this, day in and day out, that just fills his lead heart until it literally breaks. And that's when his sapphire eyes start to cry.
So the prince can see all this pain, right? But he's a statue. He's stuck. He can't do anything about it by himself. He needs help. He needs a messenger. And right on cue, a new character shows up, totally by chance.
It's this little swallow who's flying south to Egypt for the winter, but is running a little behind schedule. He decides to stop for the night and rest right at the feet of the Happy Prince. He's just trying to get some sleep when, plop, he feels a drop of water, then another. He looks up and sees something that seems totally impossible. The golden statue is crying its eyes out.
And this moment, this is the turning point of the entire story. The prince tells the swallow why he's so sad and makes his very first request. He basically asks the little bird to be his hands and feet. He wants to take his own useless beauty, that big ruby on his sword, and turn it into actual, real help for a struggling mother and her sick kid.
But that first act of kindness, that's just the beginning. This next part of the story is what I like to call the great unraveling. It's where we watch the prince literally take himself apart, piece by precious piece, all for other people.
Okay, so this is where things really speed up. First, it's the ruby, a single amazing gift. But then comes an even bigger sacrifice. He asks the swallow to take his sapphire eyes. He goes completely blind, just so he can help a hungry writer and a poor little girl selling matches. And then, finally, in the ultimate act of selflessness, he has the swallow peel off every single golden leaf covering his body and give it all away to the poor.
And here's the most powerful idea in the whole story. As soon as the prince gives away his eyes and can't physically see anymore, his vision actually becomes clearer than ever. He's not seeing with his eyes, you see. He's seeing with his heart. He finally truly understands what his people need.
All right, this brings us to the end of the story. The prince has given away every single beautiful thing he had. He's no longer golden and shiny, he's just a dull gray statue. But what we're about to find out is that this is the exact moment he becomes richer than he ever was.
And the end, well, it comes fast, and it's tragic. The winter gets too cold, and the loyal little swallow who stayed behind to help dies right at the prince's feet. And at that moment, when he loses his only friend, the prince's lead heart, which was already so full of sadness, makes a sound, a loud crack. It breaks right in two.
So what do the humans think of all this? The city leaders, they just see this ugly, gray statue and decide to tear it down and melt it. And when they do, they find this broken lead heart that, well, it won't melt in the furnace. So what do? They just toss it on a pile of garbage, right next to the little dead swallow. They literally throw away the most valuable things in the entire city.
But you know what? The story doesn't end there, because there's another judgment, a much higher one. An angel is told to find the two most precious things in the entire city. And what do they bring back? Not the gold, not the jewels. They bring back the broken lead heart and the dead bird, the symbols of true love, sacrifice, and incredible compassion. And that just reveals the ultimate truth of the story, doesn't it? The prince's shiny golden outside? That was temporary. It could be melted down, forgotten. But his kindness, the things he did with his compassionate heart and his loyal friend, that created something that lasts forever.
So I guess I'll just leave you with this thought. This story shows us just how easy it is to mistake a shiny surface for what's really valuable. It kind of forces you to ask yourself, right, in our own lives, what true treasures? You know, the little acts of kindness, the quiet sacrifices, that deep compassion. What are we just blind to every single day?